The map in Deadlock holds a lot of secrets. Some of them so hidden, only the best players in the game know about them. From how to farm and how to kill jungle camps as fast as possible, to the best routes to collect gold statues and buffs, and how you can use this knowledge to win more games. What's up friends, this is Metro. I've been playing high level Deadlock for over a year, and today I will share with you the most in-depth macro guide I've ever done, and I really think this guide is gonna have things in it that you will see nowhere else on YouTube. If there's one thing I'm really good at, I'm a carry player. I'm really good at farming. But before we start, I just want to explain real quick for the people that are new, what is actually Deadlock Macro. Macro is basically all the choices you make in the game that are not based on fighting. Do I split push? Do I farm? Where do I farm? Where do I go next? And all these little intricacies that you do throughout the game, if you do them more efficiently, if you do them smarter than the enemy, you will get ahead by a lot. And the reason you see sometimes in your games probably people having way more money than you do is because they're more efficient at making those choices. And we're gonna start very basic with souls and farming. Souls in Deadlock is what gives you money, but also what gives you boons. Boons in Deadlock give you power-ups, not even based on what you buy. So the more souls you have in this game, even passively, the more HP you will have per character, the more spirit power, the more bullet damage, and the more health, okay? So the more souls, the stronger you are, no matter what, and then items we get to later down the line. The most efficient way to get souls in the game right now is lane creeps. Always has been and always probably will be, unless we get like a really drastic balance change. And that's the very first misconception. A lot of people think AFK farming jungle and just sitting in jungle the entire game, farming sinners, is going to get you ahead of the enemy. But right now and in the future, combining both the lane and the jungle is going to give you the most amount of souls, and in general, just sitting on a lane alone will give you a large amount of money. At the start of the game, killing 4 creeps, killing 1 wave of the enemy is going to give you roughly 600 souls, which is more than any camp in the game, comparable to a tier 3 camp, but in obviously way shorter over time because you can clear a wave really fast. So creeps in the lane give you the most money. Right after that is what we call the Sinner Sacrifice. The Sinner Sacrifice are the little saves around the map. Those will give you a bit less souls than lane creeps, and they will give you bonus buffs, which we'll talk about in a second, but they will damage you in return. The next thing that gives you souls and power-ups in this game are boxes. I'm sure you've seen them around the map, I'm sure you've ran boxes, but these are really an efficient way when you're crossing from one lane to another to get a lot of money. And last but not least, there is the jungle, tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 camps. Tier 1s are the camps that spawn at 2 minutes. They're very easy to kill, give us low amount of bonus souls. Tier 2s are the medium creeps, and then at 8 minutes the tier 3 camps spawn, which in terms of jungle creeps give you the most amount of money. Let's start with lane creeps first. If you want to farm a lot in Deadlock, if you're behind after a laning stage, if you just want to catch up in money, or you want to become the richest person on the team, you want to sit on the side lane. Traditionally in Deadlock or in other MOBAs, a lot of the fighting is going to revolve around mid because it is easiest to get to mid from any point in the map, just because the map is a circle. When you hear of side lane farmers and carries, that's why you sit on the side lane. You usually want to sit there alone and just clear the waves. All you have to do is clear them. If an enemy is near, obviously you want to secure the last hits. This is assuming you've already been past the laning stage, so we're talking 8 minutes plus. And this should really be a #1 priority in general to get ahead. Not only will lane creeps give you the most amount of souls, they will also open up the map, put pressure on the enemy, and the enemy is going to be forced to react to you, defend their objectives, and will allow you to farm more of your own jungle, but also invade the enemy jungle, steal enemy creep camps, and steal enemy sinners. In the background, you can see footage of me playing a classic farm role carry game on Warden on the side lane. All I'm really doing is I'm sitting on the side lane, farm the creep safely, and every time the creep wave is pushed towards the enemy side of the map is when I rotate and start farming jungle camps. This is your most efficient way to farm, but it will not always be applicable because sometimes you will have teammates in lane, sometimes the lane will be occupied. So what do you do if you cannot sit on the side lane and just farm on the side lane? This is where we're going to talk about boxes, and these you can use even during the laning stage. After you fight in the laning stage, or after you shove a creep wave into the laning stage, one of the options you have is just farming a specific route of boxes that will give you bonus net worth while you don't really have to do anything else. There will be downtime during the lane as long as you're not fighting, so doing that is going to be more efficient than doing nothing, and it's just free passive extra income. And sometimes I have games where I get ahead in laning stage where I'm 1k up to the enemy without even having fought once or haven't gotten a kill. So I'll show you a few routes on every lane that you can take right after you shove a creep wave, and you will be back in time. If you do this efficiently, you will be back in time for the next creep wave without losing a single creep. On the left side lane, after you shove the creep wave, at 2 minutes, again, the boxes spawn, you can go take those two, go to the next two, and then go into your shop and take those 3. This is a very short one, but it has a few boxes and they're very close together and you can shop along the way. After you clear this, next wave, if you shove the wave again, you can now handle the other side. And all you have to do is really know where the boxes are. This is the route you can take, where there's one here, I don't know why they didn't spawn. Then you take those 2, take this one, go up here, take those 2. And if you do this fast enough, again, you will probably be back in lane right before the next creep wave, and you really didn't lose any time. On the mid lane, there's quite a few routes you can take, and there's a lot of boxes and jungle camps around mid. First one I always do is these 2 boxes into those 3 creeps, and then go back to the lane after. After the next wave is over, after you shove the next wave, you can go back here, take those 2, this camp, and go back. There's another one in here you can take where there's plentiful boxes. And the last one that is very applicable, you just slide down to your basement, take those 3 boxes and run the basement. This is actually really strong early on because there's a lot of boxes down here and they're all very close together. If you want to be extra greedy or you are extra fast, you can take those 3. Sometimes I skip those and then I just go right back up to the lane. And on the green side lane, again, same story. You can go left in here. Take the boxes here. That would be a route you could take very easily. Or, if you want to be a bit more advanced, you can go up here. Back into your tunnels. And towards the walker. There is obviously, in general, a lot of boxes on the map. You can min-max this as much as you want. There's always more boxes to find, and there's other routes, right? These are the most common ones. There's routes on top. What I want you to remember is, if you are going anywhere throughout the entire game and there's boxes on the way, it takes basically no time to break them. You can break them with a light melee, or if you're extra efficient, you can just slide through them. And if you're going to move from point A to point B, let's say I want to get into the mid lane, you might as well slide through here, take these 2, take these 2, almost no time lost, and you will just accumulate more souls, more money just throughout the game without really having to farm. And this really adds up. And right now, boxes are actually really good. Okay, there used to be a meta where boxes were even better, where everyone would run boxes instead of farming jungle. But boxes are a really valuable way to add souls to your income. Even if you're a farmer, even if you're sitting on side lane and farming, or even if you're jungling, there's always boxes along the way. Just pick them up. We're gonna talk about sinner sacrifices. These are pretty misunderstood. The most common room for sinner sacrifices is the double sinner sacrifice in your jungle. Everyone has been in here, everyone has farmed these, and the reason they're so common is there's 2 of them right next to each other, and especially at 8 minutes, they do give you a lot of souls, okay? The downside sinner sacrifices have, as I mentioned earlier, is they take away HP from you. So if you get killed while farming them or right after you farmed them, you're gonna drop your unsecured souls. Short tangent here, if you don't know what unsecured souls are, any source of income that is not lane creeps is unsecured, okay? This is just a mechanic for people to get punished for farming a lot safely, right? Because if you're sitting in a jungle and you're not really showing on lane, there's not a really high risk for you to die, or not as high of a risk as being in the lane, okay? This is a way to balance the game to where AFK junglers are not super OP. So you need to be aware, if you're gonna farm these at 8 minutes, of where the enemy could be. That being said, they are very strong. You will trade some of your time, and I'll show this off real quick. You will trade some of your time and your health for them, but you will get a lot of bonus. The common way to farm a sinner sacrifice is you heavy melee 4 times. This little animation plays, and if you don't know, basically all you want to do is you want to charge your heavy melee at the 3rd to last light. So you hit it at the end, and this is what it looks like. You hit it, it plays a sound, it will give you bonus buffs. And these buffs last for the entirety of the game. They are absolutely crazy. Spirit power, health, weapon damage, and more, right? So they add up. You don't see them in the stats, but they will really help you elevate your game. That being said, let's say you come in here at 8 minutes and you want to farm this. What is the most efficient way to farm this? There's a little trick you can do if you don't know. You kill the creep, And all you have to do now is hit one sinner once and then finish the other sinner off, okay? You keep on punching without delay. You wait for the bonus buff, okay? So you're gonna make sure you get the buffs.
Oh my god.
And then you finish off the other sinner. You just keep on punching, keep on holding down melee. You make sure you get the +4. You want to do it as early as possible in the circle. And now all you have to do is go back to the other sinner, close your eyes, hold melee, and it should magically always give you the buff. Okay, that's why you see some of your favorite streamers or YouTubers, if you've watched, hit one sinner once and then hit the other sinner full. It lines the sinners up to where the second one is just automatic and you can keep on meleeing without a delay. Okay, so that's technically the most efficient way to farm the double sinners room. If you're gonna come in here at 8 minutes and let's say you're around like 800 health, right? You're already kind of low. You're gonna accumulate, if you look at the bottom left, you're gonna accumulate a lot of unsecured souls here. You will also take a lot of damage. So as you saw here, I started with 700 HP and ended with 100, okay? So if anyone on the enemy is close, and by the way, you can hear people punching the sinners from very far away. So if anyone is aware of your position and is like kind of has nothing to do, they can come in and kill you very easily. So again, sinners are high risk, high reward. Who should these sinners go to? Ideally, the safe side or your side of the jungle should go to carries, characters that need a lot of money. If you're not sure who carries or off carries are, check out my roles guide video that I recently released. You really don't want to take your own sinners as support, especially Rem. I see a lot of Rem players, I know you're watching. I see a lot of Rem players take their own jungle because it's just really easy on Rem to take sinners. The correct way to take sinners, you are allowed to on Rem, is steal the enemy side sinners, right? The reason the carry doesn't want to go into the enemy jungle is they're going to be low health, right? They're going to take a lot of damage and there's going to be really high risk of them dying. Now, if you support a really tanky character like Mo and Krill or a Rem, right? You have a way lower risk. A, you can probably contest the enemy over there, right? You can fight them, you can grab them. And on Rem in specific, you don't even take damage yourself. You just send your helpers, you know, they steal the sinners for you. And that way you take away resources from the enemy. So as Rem, steal the enemy side. On your side, it really wants to be carry characters. If you're on the way and nobody else on your team is farming them, you can take them too, okay? Spread them evenly through the team. Let people that are pretty low in money, if you had a person with a bad landing stage, let them take the sinners because you don't need extra items, you don't need extra damage to farm these. Everyone is just as fast as farming them, right? That's the point of the sinners. Everyone takes exactly the same amount of time to farm them, so they're a great way to come back in terms of souls if you're behind. That is sinners, okay? High risk, high reward, give insane buffs, and they're really good to supplement laning. You should not go out of your way to farm the sinners. Again, if the wave is crashing into your walker, right? If there's an enemy wave pushing your walker, remember those are 600 souls at the start of the game and they're gonna be higher throughout the game. The longer the game goes, by the way, the more income you will get from everything, okay? So taking that sinner while the creeps are dying to your walker, A, your walker is gonna take damage, B, you will have less map control and you will actually lose out on overall money. Shaft the wave first, make sure it's pushing into the enemy side and then take the sinner safely. Which brings me to the last part and the part that is most misunderstood, which is jungle camps. You want to think of jungle camps as a supplement to your normal income that you get from killing lane creeps or fighting and getting enemy kills, okay? They are not a sole source of souls. You will not become the richest person on the team just farming jungle. You want to add the jungle to your arsenal right after you shove out waves. There's multiple different ways to farm them, and there's a lot of different things that can make you farm them faster, and there's a lot of different routes that will allow you to get more souls per minute. And if you haven't heard of souls per minute yet, roughly you want to have around 1,000 souls plus per minute if you're playing the game correctly. If you have any lower than that, that means you're not farming efficiently enough. So now I'll share with you as much as I know about different jungle camps and how to farm them. First up, the tier 1s, meleeing is always faster. In general, melees do a lot of damage to jungle camps, and what you can do is you hold down heavy melee, you want to sit on top of one of the creeps and aim towards another creep, and if you're in the correct position, what you're going to do is you're going to hit both creeps at once, okay? So you're going to deal basically double the damage to the creeps, and that's going to allow you to farm the camp at almost double the speed. So in this camp in specific, it is basically impossible to do the melee because the creeps are too far apart. And it's on you to know on which camps you can do it and which you can't. But I'll show you 2 that are really, really important, which is like the best 2 tier 3 camps on the map. And almost every character can do this, okay? Creep camp number 1 is right here. It's one of your safe creep camps on the right side of the map, lower right side of the map. And if you do this properly, you can really speed up the farming speed of this camp in specific and get to the next camp faster, get more souls. And all you want to do is you want to sit on the middle creep, which is this one. And all you want to do is sit here and shoot the creep in front of you and melee at the same time. And what this is going to do is it's going to split the damage. You kill one camp, you will kill one creep, and then you kill the other. And it's going to allow you to farm this creep camp insanely efficiently. You can do the exact same thing over here on the middle camp, on the green side only, okay? So this is the park side. On the side over at the docks, the creeps are way further apart, so you can't hit the melee. So you sit on the creep in the middle, hold the melee button, and shoot the side creep. And then you do the exact same thing on the other creep. And this is gonna allow you, again, to farm these tier 3 camps absolutely fast and efficient on most characters in the game, as long as you have decent melee damage, which is one of the things I do to get a really early power spike on Billy, and Billy is not really necessarily known for being a great jungler. In general, there's so many different heroes in Deadlock and so many different abilities. It's on you to find on your character how you can farm these camps efficiently. So if you have a character that has like a really fast AoE ability, right, like Pocket, some of these camps like this one, you're gonna be able to farm incredibly fast with just using one ability, right? Whereas other camps for Pocket are going to be very suboptimal. Like a tier 3 camp on Pocket is going to take a long time, right? Some characters are better and faster at farming tier 2s. Some characters are better and faster at farming tier 3s. In general, for tier 3s, you really want to give it to your carry characters, mostly because these carry characters, Seven, Victor, right, maybe a Haze or a Wraith, these characters are just like, have the highest damage output to clear those camps kind of efficient, and most other characters really can't take them. If it feels to you like you're taking too long to clear the camp, you're definitely taking too long to clear the camp. Now I'll show you 1 or 2 really fast farming routes that I take in the mid game on a character that is like a hyper carry, just to get like a really fast boost of souls if the camps are not taken. And the first one is on the bottom right. It's these 4 camps that you see close to me on the map, and you can get from one to another really quickly, so you can clear all 4 really fast. So you start clearing camp number 1, and while you are clearing camp number 1, while it's getting low, you can already kind of start moving to the next camp, right? So once you're close to finishing the camp, you already want to start moving to the next camp. That way you waste as little time as possible. And it might seem like this is not a big deal, right? It might seem like, oh, I'm just going to sit here, kill this all, and then I'm going to start moving. The few seconds you took here to move to the next camp, all those seconds add up throughout the game, right? And when you have a 20, 30, 40 or 50-minute game, if you do that on every single camp you farm, if you do that on every single box route, if you do that on every single rotation, it's gonna add up. It's gonna add up to multiple minutes. And those extra minutes are what's gonna make you the soul lead compared to everyone else. It is really about efficiency, right? So clearing the first camp, then I come over here, clear the next one, and again, already moving on to next one, right? And again, this is character dependent, right? Different characters farm in different speeds. So you really wanna, it's really specific to your character, and you will get the hang of how to farm specifically on your character. I'm pretty good at doing it on 7. But this would be one of the routes I take, where I just go 4 creep camps real quick, get a big boost of money. The other rotation I like to do is, if the sinners are up, right, you go over here, you clear this camp real quick, you farm this sinner, then you go to this camp, farm the double sinners, and then you clear the tier 3. The one in the basement, if you have a big AoE, you can take it, but it makes you very vulnerable. If you're farming this camp, you're kind of trapped below. If the enemy ganks you, it's very hard for you to escape in specific. I usually try to avoid this camp. I just don't really like it. I think it's too risky to farm, and it takes too much time for most of the time, right? So this is the second route I would take, where I would just go through the other jungle and clear that side of the jungle. The last one you can do is, which is the one I probably use the most, when I'm on the side lane and I shove the wave, right? I clear this tier 1 camp first. If I have the time, I go up here, clear this tier 2 camp, right? Then take the boxes here along the way, and then jump down right here to the next camp. At that point in time, when you cleared those 3, the wave is probably going to be back towards your walker. You shove out the wave, and then you go back here, jump off the zipline really fast, go to the tier 3, clear this one, and then finally this one, right? It might seem very simple. Just knowing where to go to next and planning ahead is going to up your souls per minute by a huge margin. So TLDR, efficiency in farming is king. The more efficient you are at farming, the more you're gonna get ahead, and the more you will gain souls compared to the enemy. So that's everything farming. In part 2 of this macro guide, we're gonna go into when to fight, how to fight, when to push walkers, when to take mid boss, and then we're gonna talk about general efficiency in team fighting, and then how to finish the game and how to win your team the game, okay? If the video is out, it's gonna be linked in the description below. If not, it's gonna come out. If you're watching this on day 1, it's gonna come out in the next few days. That's about it for today. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Let me know if I missed anything. And until next time, see you friends. Bye bye.